And we have 100, about 121 videos. We've interviewed 121 people so far. And we just interviewed Terry Haggerty last week, David Aguilar. And today we have guest number 122, Mitch Woods. And he did not bring his 88s. Did you? You're just by yourself, Mitch?
Well, I have my piano, which is 88 keys. So, but yeah, it's just not the band, the Rocket 88s.
The Rocket 88s. That is, it's not.
It's my band, yeah.
So, how long have you been a band?
Well, geez, long time.
Long time.
I mean, my first album came out in '84 on Blind Pig Records, and then we started touring, and there's been a lot of iterations of the Rocket 88s, and actually now I play solo as well. And when I travel, there's Rocket 88s in every city actually. So
wonderful. Rocket 88s anywhere you go.
The best musicians I can find, and there's some really great ones out there.
Well, that is great. So, Mitch, you're originally from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And you were exposed to boogie-woogie as you know, when you were a young boy. And can you tell us how you became involved with the boogie-woogie? What happened when you first heard it?
Yeah. Well, my mom was, I grew up in Brooklyn, and my mom was a single mom and raised my brother and I. And she used to hire the superintendent of my building to take me to school in like first and second grade, I think it was.
Okay.
And, he was an African-American man. And one day we stopped off at maybe his cousin's house or something. And there was somebody playing boogie-woogie piano, and I heard it. And I said, that's what I want to do, So it just, I got enamored of it. And my mom remarried my stepdad, Abe, and he went out and got me a piano when I was about 11 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of it. So, but I started on classical, and
got bored.
Exactly. I got bored with that.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And so, how did you break out of the classical into more of modern, or well, it's not modern, boogie woogie, or your jazz, your style? Yeah, you actually have 4 styles. So
yeah, a few different styles, but so my dad said, listen, we got the piano, now you got to play it, So I said, how about if I find a teacher who can teach me jazz and popular music?
Yeah.
And it worked. I found he was kind of a bebop jazz guy, and he taught me how to improvise, basically learning scales and riffs and chords and all the ingredients you kind of need to really start improvising.
Right.
And that got me going. Then after that, I was ready to roll.
Now, is it true that you practiced in the basement of a candy store?
You've read all my stuff.
Well, yes.
Yeah. The drummer, when I was about 13 or 14, the drummer's parents owned a candy store in Brooklyn. Brooklyn, it's like a luncheonette, and we called them candy stores, and they were like luncheonettes. And so we would get to practice in his basement. And the funniest thing was he didn't even have drum stands. So he would hook the drums up to these soda crates. And I thought that was the coolest thing going, I said, wow, it's really cool, So we could make as much noise as we wanted down there in the basement.
Oh yeah, so you were a basement band. started
Yeah,
out.
that's the other thing about growing up in Brooklyn. Nobody has garages yet, but you do have basements.
Right, right.
So we had basement bands, basically.
All right. So your first type of music that you were playing in your band, what type of music was that? Was it again the boogie woogie or popular songs?
Well,
Did you write your own?
It was rock and roll. I mean, because that was when the Beatles came out. First came out, Beatles and the Stones and Dave Clark 5, and we were doing all that stuff. And that was kind of the hip thing to do at that time. But eventually, we got a guitarist who was more of a blues guy, and he kind of brought in some B.B. King and Albert King, and started to learn all that. But the boogie thing didn't really come in till I was going to college. I went to University of Buffalo. Well, I was in Brooklyn College, then went up to the University of Buffalo, and they had all these jam sessions around. And I was, still playing, not really publicly, but I would go out to these jams, and everybody said, "Wow, you sound like the old boogie woogie guys."
Right, right. Mm-hmm. And you didn't know who they were, or until you.
No, I didn't yet. And they mentioned these names: Albert Hammonds, Pete Johnson, Meade Lux Lewis. So these are some of the great boogie players from the 30s and 40s.
That's Domino.
And I went out and bought all the records I could find on all those guys, and I'd play them over and over again and try to imitate what they're doing. And that really, so I had a natural feel for that style.
Okay. It's super fast. How
it is, yes.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be hard to sustain over time for an entire performance, for an entire set.
How do your hands feel afterwards? Is it hard?
No, I mean, I've been doing it so long that it's just a natural thing. I mean, you have to use both hands.
Right.
That's the thing about boogie. Your left hand. You want me to play a little bit here?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So your left hand is doing the bass,
right?
And you do a pattern, usually a walking pattern, give you that rhythm. And the right hand, you're improvising.
Oh, really? Okay.
In a blues progression.
Okay.
It's really beginnings of rock and roll. I always tell people that. We could get into that further.
Okay.
There's a little boogie woogie.
Very nice. Very nice.
Our own private concert.
That's right.
Well, it's not very private.
Well, we're being serenaded.
That is
yes,
true.
It's a serenade. Lovely. So
that is lovely. We should say hi to a couple people.
All right.
We've got Crowbar. Crowbar's watching. He says hi, Mitch.
Hi.
Mitch is great. Edward Mills, Berdine Remelay Jr., Terry Reed, Mark Bittner. Do you know about the Parrots of Telegraph Hill in San Francisco?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Bittner had, there was a movie, and it was him. He was the subject of the movie. He's watching our show.
Did he write the book?
He did.
Oh, hey.
Bruce.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
Bruce Mahan is watching. James Brugaletta. And do I see different names over here?
No.
You might have different names.
I don't.
You don't.
I
okay.
just have James, Mark, Bittner.
Okay, well, let's carry on then. Time's a wasting.
Crowbar, my guy. Hi, baby. Gotta say hi to my guys. Say hi to
He's
my
got-
granddaughter, Sabrina, and her baby, my great grandbaby. I love you. All right.
All right, let's carry on.
All right. Carry on. So you were in Buffalo, and then you decided to pack up and move. Is that correct?
Yeah, I spent a few winters in Buffalo. And
That was pretty cold.
Yeah, but it was it was the late '60s, and we had it was the hippie thing. We had a van, a VW van, and drove across Canada. Well, first drove across the U.S. and eventually got out to San Francisco, and the music scene here was so good at that time.
Yeah.
Also, my brother was working for Bill Graham.
Okay.
Bill Graham Presents.
Of course.
And he said, you got to come out because there's all this music here. And that was really encouraging. And, I've been here ever since.
Ever since. So, but you did go, you took a 2-week vacation to Maui? And how long did that vacation last, actually?
About 3 years.
Oh my goodness. Was it because you loved it so much? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, here's, I'm a guy from Brooklyn. First coming to California was amazing. I thought, wow, this is beautiful.
Right.
I never saw the moon rise. I was like, wow, the moon rises, and the sun
Right.
sets.
Palm trees, yeah.
Well, then I got to Hawaii. What happened was a friend of mine was playing there, David Paquette. And at that time, it was my group was Mitch Woods and his Red Hot Mama.
Red Hot Mama, uh-huh.
Kind of like you gals, actually. Yeah.
We're Red Hot grandmas.
Well, she is too. So we went to play. We got a couple of weeks to play at the Pioneer Inn in Maui and Lahaina. And I just fell in love with it. I never came back. I told my friends, just pack my stuff up. I was able to rent out the place. And I didn't come back for 3 years. It was just, living in paradise and playing. I played two nights a week there at the Pioneer, and then another couple of Blue Max, which was another club down the road.
So you did. You bet So would people come over to Hawaii and Maui to play with you? Did you stay on Maui or did you work the Hawaiian Islands?
I went around a little bit. I went to Kauai for a while. Worked on Kauai, and actually, what happened there was they could only afford one of us.
Oh,
it was this, like a piano bar kind of place.
right.
On LA. And so it was time for us, the Red Hot Mama, to go home. And then I had to start singing. So that was really the first time I really started to learn how to sing. So that was, that got me going on that. But there was, the thing on Maui at that time was all the big rock stars would come through. Fleetwood Mac lived there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And Elton John came up, Boz Scaggs.
So you played with those guys?
We're going to see Boz on the 18th.
Boz Scaggs. Yay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll tell
Love
him
them.
hi for you.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
So I have a video here of Crescent City.
Crescent
Crescent
City
Flyer,
Flyer.
yeah.
Crescent
With the
City
Fats Domino
flyer
band.
with the Fats Domino band. Tell us a little bit about that before we run it.
Yeah. Well, I've got 13 albums out, CDs out.
Yeah.
And one of them, it's called The Big Easy Boogie. I recorded, it's a CD and a DVD. I recorded with the Fats Domino band, a lot of the original guys from this original band. And plus Dave Bartholomew helped produce it. And Dave was co-writer of all his big hits for Fats Domino, and his producer, Earl Palmer on drums, who some say most people say is the most recorded drummer in the world.
Right.
Right? And he backed up Fats in the day, and Little Richard, and everybody else before moving to LA and becoming a session musician.
So he totally understands the drum, the beat, the.
Oh, he invented the backbeat, as they
Oh,
they
really?
call
Okay. All
it.
right.
Yeah.
So that's
he-
fun.
All right, so
So-
let's go ahead and run that. Let's roll
Yes.
them.
This is us live in the studio recording in
Okay.
New Orleans for the Big Easy Boogie, my CD.
Excellent. Here we go.
All right.
We are back. It is September 2nd already.
Already. Oh my goodness.
it's
Years gone by.
I know.
Crazy.
It's amazing. We are, I'm Silver Shells.
I'm Cindy Jenkins.
We're the Bling sisters. And
We are.
We are. Interviewing our guest number 122, Mitch Woods with the Rocket 88s. And we just watched a video, and now we're going to talk about, the Big Easy, yes. The big, yes. I'm like,
Senior
oh,
moment.
no,
Senior
see,
moment.
It's okay. There could be
It's okay.
small silences. I don't have.
You know, New Orleans has been my second home for many years. I've lived in and out of there over the years as well. And so that's become a big inspiration. And Fats Domino, you know, Professor Longhair, Fats Domino, Dr. John, they're all great. It's a great piano town.
Yes.
And they respect piano players. So I have an affinity for it. And what happened was, you know, I was working a lot of the clubs around New Orleans, and I would hire some of Fats Domino's sidemen, his musicians.
What he
'cause,
wasn't,
you know,
yeah.
working, looking for gigs. and I got to know them really well. They're great. Irvin Charles on bass, and Herb Hardesty, we became dear friends. He was a sax player since the very beginning. He just passed away a few years ago. So I had this idea. I said, well, I started writing these songs in the Fats Domino vein.
Okay.
And I said, well, who would be the best band to record with? And I thought, well, the Fats Domino band,
Of course.
Yeah.
So I knew enough of them, and fortunately, Herb talked to Dave Bartholomew to get him involved producing it, because he's, he didn't really want to get too involved. He's doesn't need to do this sort of thing, but he really respected what I was doing and came in on it. So it was probably one of the best things of my career, And so it's a CD and a DVD, because I knew it'd be a start.
Right.
So I had somebody come and film us. So you can get it on my website, mitchwoods.com.
Let me get that on the comment stream there for everyone.
Put it
Give
in
me
there,
just a moment.
Put that up there, mitchwoods.com, and we'd be glad to sign a copy for you. And it's a great, not only that, there's interviews with Earl Palmer, Herb Hardesty, Cosimo Matassa, who owned the studio where they all recorded back in the 50s, all the big hits in the 50s recorded there, and myself interviewed. And plus, there's a live performance at piano night. So it's a great, great project. And from Sonoma, Bill Bratt, I don't know if you used to know him, but he helped me help fund it at the very beginning. So shout out to his family out there.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you founded the phrase rock-a-boogie.
I am the inventor of rock-a-boogie.
Rock-a-boogie. So do you want to explain that style? I mean, I guess, or maybe it's self-explanatory, I guess.
Well, over the years, people kept asking me, what's this style of music you're doing? Because they couldn't quite figure it out.
Jump and jive, or...
It's a little bit of boogie-woogie. It's a little bit of early rock and roll from the 50s. It's jump blues and some swing. So I just said rock-a-boogie, instead of rockabilly, it's rock-a-boogie.
Yeah, rock-a-boogie. That sounds good.
And it's worked well for me.
It has. You're also someone wrote about you that you're the torchbearer of American musical heritage.
Well,
that 40s and 50s. You like that genre of music, or that era style of music the best? I
do. That's really, a lot of people ask me, why do you call my band Mitch Woods and it's Rocket 88s? Well, the Rocket 88 Oldsmobile came out, in late 40s, early 50s. That's that era of music I really hone in on. It was really the beginnings of rock and roll and rhythm and blues and jump. Really great stuff. And then there's 88 keys on the piano.
Oh, okay.
Right?
88 keys.
88, which we do, that some people say is the very first rock and roll song, 1951.
Right.
With Jackie Brenston. So that's some of it. Now, I forgot where we were going with this.
Where were we going? Down the yellow brick road.
He was a torchbearer for American musical heritage. Yes.
Those are very kind words, and I've always delved into the past to make it current. I just think the roots of music are really, really great, and I've done other albums. There's another one called Keeper of the Flame.
Okay.
Where I did duets with some of the great American blues masters. James Cotton on harmonica.
Okay.
John Lee Hooker.
Yeah.
We all know John Lee. That was a great experience for me.
We do a coat drive with his son,
John Lee Hooker Jr., the Reverend John Lee Hooker Jr.
Oh yeah, he was a Reverend.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Zakiya Hooker, his daughter, she's still going. Johnny Johnson, who was Chuck Berry's piano player for a long time. And Earl King, who was another great songwriter from New Orleans. So that was one of my projects, you know, to get to play with some of the originators of this music, you know, that's blues and rhythm and blues. And you know, my generation, we're lucky because some of those guys were the last of their generation.
Right.
We got to meet them and play with them. And so I always valued that more than anything else.
Now, did you play with Pine Top Perkins?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool, and you were nominated for the award in what, 2007? The Pine Top
I've been
Perkins.
nominated 2 or 3 times
Okay.
for Pine Top Perkins piano player. Say that 3 times.
Pine Top Perkins piano player.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, in the Blues Music Awards. But I can't remember if I sent you the Pine Top video or not.
We don't have a Pine Top. We have Live in Istanbul coming up next.
Okay. Well, there's another video. If people go to my YouTube channel, just look for Mitch Woods. You'll see me there with the
Pine Top. I watched it.
Okay. So there's one with Pine Top Perkins. I used to do some shows I call the boogie-woogie blowouts, where I would present 4 or 5 piano players. We'd each play individual, and then at the end we'd all jam on 4 or 5 keyboards, you know, and it was a blast. So this night at Yoshi's, I had Pine Top as the headliner. Only, you know, he was 96, and I'm introducing another female piano player, Carolyn Dahl. I said, now Carolyn Dahl, and out walks Pine Top Perkins. You know, he says,
isn't he a doll?
Can't say no to him, you know. He's got authority.
So
we got it on video. Anyway, that's gone viral. I have had 3.5 million hits on that. So if people go to my YouTube channel, you'll see that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Carolyn. Yeah.
So, well, let's talk about how you've been surviving the pandemic. How has that been for you? What is your current status? Do you have gigs? Do you have gigs coming up?
Yeah, well, at the beginning, first of all, it was a huge shock for me and for every musician who's a professional musician. And I was not planning on retiring at this age, I'm sorry, you know, but I figured out I could do what things I could do. And one thing I could do is virtual shows, which I did here at the piano.
Right.
And I would call it Mitch Woods Club 88, which was named after what I do on the legendary Rhythm and Blues Cruise every year. I play the piano bar.
Okay.
And
you started the piano bar, didn't you?
This is true.
You
Founded it. And I'll be doing it again in November if everything, you know, stays cool. The legendary Rhythm and Blues Cruise. So, but anyways, I was doing virtual shows, and those were pretty good because people like this show. They could text me, and I could talk to them and shout out to them and take requests. And people were generous with tipping at that time. I did that, and then I started. I realized I've been videotaping for 40 years of my travels all over the world.
Right.
And so I digitized all that, and I started to learn how to edit some of the videos, and I've been posting those. You know, one of them it's called the Boogie-Woogie Traveler. So you get to see me in Bali.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask if you're doing like a documentary or a series on YouTube, you know, but that sounds great.
Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, Anthony Bourdain of the music world. So,
That's
so
fantastic.
you just go in. How many videos do you think you have?
Oh, well, I have 100 videos. Each one is an hour or 90 minutes. I have a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
There's some great stuff. And I kind of stopped doing it for a while, but as the winter comes in, I'm sure I'll get back into it.
Yeah. Winter's coming.
Be something to do. So, and then as far as gigs, you know, really not much. Just playing little solo things here and there. but starting in September, starting next week, I actually have a lot of gigs coming up.
Excellent.
Which
That's good
we
to
can
hear.
talk about or whenever you like.
We'll talk about that when we come back from the
Yes.
video live in Istanbul.
Live in Istanbul. Oh my gosh.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, that was another great experience, which we videotaped. And so the CD is called Blues Beyond Borders. It's a CD and a DVD.
Okay.
Because I videotaped a lot of our adventures on the road. There's some great stuff there. Highly recommend it.
Nice. Yeah, guys, check it out.
This is a little clip from the live show.
All right.
What it was it's called the Efes Blues Festival. Efes Beer is the beer company of Turkey, and they've been putting on this blues festival for 20 years or so. So I kept hearing about it, and I was in touch with the promoters and went to Istanbul just because I was in Europe already. I figured, well, I'll go to Istanbul and see what it's like. Called the promoter. He says, meet me at this so-and-so coffee shop, and we have an opening slot on the festival if you like. So I talked. He had about 15 minutes. I talked like a Turkish drug merchant, really quick. Got the gig, and we toured like 6 weeks through Turkey with Kenny Neal Band and us, and it was just amazing. We had our own bus, and they put us up in the best hotels.
Nice.
Finest food at all these great Turkish restaurants. So you have to watch the DVD of Blues Beyond Borders, also available at mitchwoods.com.
All right.
I'll do that. I stream TV at night.
All right.
Sometimes.
Live in Istanbul.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll it. Let's go ahead and roll it.
Well, there are links and ribs, chicken and fries, Lone Star beer and pecan pie. Pretty Texas women, lots of Texas heat, a red hot band with a solid boogie beat. Catfish, crawfish, gumbo too, chicken fried steak and oyster stew. Stomping and jumping and laughing as you had a boogie barbecue. Let's boogie now. Take long for Amadita swing. Get yourself mob and cut the rug. Grab yourself a beer and chug a lug. Stomping and chomping and half past 2 at the boogie barbecue. Well, there are links and ribs, chicken and fries, Efes beer, pecan pie, pretty Texas women, lots of Texas heat, a red hot band with a solid boogie beat. Catfish, crawfish, gumbo too, chicken fried steak and oyster stew. Stomping and jumping in half past 2 at the boogie barbecue. so much. Istanbul. Woo! Y'all feeling good?
Back.
Hello, everyone. We're back with guest number 122, Mitch Woods.
Mitch Woods.
Mitch Woods. I'm Silver Shells.
I'm Cindy Jenkins.
And we're the Bling sisters. And we have an internet chat show.
Interactive chat show.
Interactive,
I like to say.
interactive
Yeah.
chat show. So yes, and we all right, we're back with Mitch Woods, and we just saw his live in Istanbul. And every time I hear Istanbul, I think of that song Constantinople.
No, it's
Is it
Istanbul now.
Istanbul used to be Constantinople.
Right,
That
right.
song. I think I heard it on Young Frankenstein or something. Oh, Elisa, hi, darling. All right,
Well, it's a great city. It was where it was at the time. I'm sure it still is.
Istanbul. Yeah, you don't hear any bad things about it. But so, where's your favorite place that you've played? The one that really stands out as
Well, I mean, I love playing New Orleans, of course. You know, just for all the music and all the great musicians I get to play with there. But I love Italy. I can't. I played a lot in Italy. Some great festivals, the Umbria Jazz Festival,
yeah.
which we actually just before the pandemic, over New Year's 2019 to 20, and Paretta Soul Festival, and then there's another one, Summer Jamboree, which is like a 50s festival in Italy, and the food's great, the people are great.
And
But anything Mediterranean, I like.
Yeah.
so where does your blues cruise go? How many blues cruises have you been on, and are you going to be on any more, do you think?
Well, I've been on. I've been doing it for 18 years, but some of those years I've been on twice, so I don't have the exact count. It's 20 some odd cruises.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
You,
And like I say, I founded the piano bar on the ship. What happened was, I was invited as a special guest, and the promoter Roger Neighbor said, "Well, just do whatever you want to do, right?" So
right.
he's very. I saw this, all these pianos on the ship, and a piano bar. So I started playing in there one night, and it was going, and it was getting later and later. About 4 a.m, I said, "All right, I've had enough." And people started coming in. I was getting a lot of people coming in, and go to bed. And I get a phone call. Say, "Mitch, get your ass down here. We got a full house in the piano bar."
And you just gone to bed?
Yeah, so I started coming down in my pajamas, and then that's become my trademark, basically.
Do other people come watch you in their pajamas? Do you have pajama parties?
Sometimes there's actually a pajama night, so everybody's encouraged to wear their pajamas. There's a lot of different theme nights, and people get really into it. I mean, there's fun. It's the most fun you can have with your clothes on, is what I say.
Okay, cruising. Have you ever gotten seasick?
Just a little bit. Nothing too bad. My wife, however, didn't do so well, so she doesn't. But I am scheduled for the next one is November 6th through 13th.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
And got my fingers crossed it all goes well. So it's always great. Taj Mahal's on it.
Yeah.
Tommy Cash is on it. Shamika Copeland, Fabulous Thunderbirds. The list goes on and on.
We just saw Tommy Castro up in. Where was he?
I can't remember.
Anyway, I've seen him
At
recently.
any rate,
Cloverdale.
let's talk about your upcoming
Anyway,
gigs.
yes. What about you? Yeah. Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about me. Enough of Tommy Castro, even though I love him. He Tommy. We played. I did a live from the Blues Cruise album, and it's called Jammin' on the High Seas with a C.
On the high seas. Okay.
Tommy's on that, and Lucky Peterson, Roomful of Blues, Billy Branch, Victor Wainwright, Papa Chubby, lots of folks on that one. So anyway, so upcoming September 5th, this Sunday, I'll be up at Cornerstone Sonoma, Cornerstone Winery Complex. We'll be there from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. with my Rocket 88s.
Okay.
One of our first gigs as a band. So that's coming right up.
Oh.
And September 10th, Friday the 10th in Sausalito, at Sausalito Jazz and Blues by the Bay.
Oh, fun.
6:30 to 8. And this will be the closing. They extended it. So this will be the closing show for that series. Come out there with your picnics and blankets and chairs. That's a cool scene. The 11th at Sausalito Cruising Club, which is a private club, but I think you can get on my guest list and people can come in there. So you can email me at mitch@mitchwoods.com if you want to go.
I'll put that in the
mitchwoods.com.
comments.
Yeah,
stream.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the 12th, I got a good month, finally. I mean, this is my first real month of working in more than a year and a half. So we'll be at Murphy's on Sunday the 12th. Actually, I'm doing that solo from 2:30 to 4:30, Murphy's Irish Pub. So I know you got a lot of Sonomites up there.
We do.
Yeah,
We got a lot of
absolutely.
people. Well, we're in Sonoma County, so.
Yeah. And then, I'm staying fairly local due to the travel situation, but I'll be, if people remember the old 19 Broadway in Fairfax, new owners bought it, fixed it up beautifully. There's a Steinway Grand in there, and it's my kind of room. So I'm going to be doing Blue Mondays there starting Monday the 13th.
Blue Mondays. Okay. Is it a jam session?
Well, I'm inviting pro players to come and jam.
Okay.
So
Nice.
not everybody in the world, but
Mm-hmm.
friends
Gotcha.
out there, you're a musician, you know who you are. You're welcome to come and sit in with me.
That's right. You just contact Mitch Woods.
That's right. Then the 17th through 19th, I'm at the Telluride Blues and Brews Festival in Colorado.
Telluride. Oh, that should be before the snow flies, right?
Oh yeah. This will be my 4th year there, and it's beautiful, and
Fall.
fully vaccinated event, and
Yeah.
it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. So I'm very fortunate to play there, and I'll be there 17th through 19th. And then down in Pacifica on the 24th and 25th at Nick's Rockaway, which is a club. This will be our first time back there.
Nick's Rockaway.
Almost 2 years. So good spot for dancing out on the coast of Pacifica.
Mm-hmm.
And 27th, Blue Monday at Max again in Fairfax.
Okay.
And there you have it, folks.
There
It's a busy
you
calendar. Go to my website, mitchwoods.com. I've listed some of them, but I'll be listing them all the next few days.
Oh, that's great. If you're a fan of boogie-woogie and Mitch Woods and his Rocket 88s, go to mitchwoods.com.
Well, let's
And,
talk about the Heritage Festival 2011.
All right,
as we're going out.
We're winding
We
down.
have a video here live at New Orleans Jazz Heritage Festival 2011.
10 years ago already.
Give us the down low on that.
411.
I think a lot of people know about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. It's one of the biggest festivals in the world. It's great. Unfortunately, they had to cancel it again, twice, and then they were going to do it in October this coming. So it's 3 times they had to cancel it now. So we played there in 2011, also 2018. And I did a live CD from there called A Tip of the Hat to Fats, which is a bit of a tribute to Fats Domino since he had just passed away. So that's my most current CD right now. But in 2011, we played there with some of the members of the Fats Domino band as well. Herb Hardesty was on that gig on sax. And it's great. The blues tent, there's like 5,000 people in there. We had a ball.
We love the blues.
Wow.
Yeah. We could have
Okay,
been the
well,
Blues Sisters, but
We should say goodnight to everybody.
we should say goodnight. Okay,
Say
everybody
goodnight.
watching.
Everybody, good night. We
got
love you,
Elisa,
Susan, Warren,
Chris,
Chris
Crowbar.
Chateau.
Chateau.
I did know that. I was just being lazy.
You're you're being lazy with your words.
I'm sorry, Chris. We love you.
Oh, that's funny. If my granddaughter's watching, I love you. I love you, all my family, my friends, and Jeannie and everybody.
What about
Okay.
Mitch? We love Mitch.
We love Mitch. Thank you so much.
Thank
Mitch,
you for coming
on
on.
our show. We
That was so
appreciate it.
wonderful.
All my fans out there, love you guys, and I hope to see you this month.
All right.
Absolutely, you
All right.
bet.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Let's
Out
go
we
then.
go.
Heritage.
Welcome, New Orleans. Y'all ready to boogie woogie tonight? This afternoon, you ready to boogie at the Blues Center? We thank, all the predecessors, all the great ones. Dave Bartholomew, Fats Domino, Herb Hardesty, Earl King, Lee Allen. The names go on and on out of New Orleans that created all this great music. And I've been so fortunate and blessed to meet all these cats and to get to play with them while they're still on this earth. So why don't you give a big blessing to all the great music makers of New Orleans who created this music that goes all around the world. Blues Beyond Borders. Right? off that boogie to the mud. But we got good weather to see. All right, now I want all the ladies to get down and the guys stay up. Come on, ladies, shake it up. Show me guys, there you go. Show me guys what you got. That's it. All right, now fellas, I want you to get down and the ladies get up. Come on, fellas, show me moves. That's good, fellas. Just think like you're eating an oyster. One, two, three, four. We're gonna bring it a little bit up. Walk on back, knock down, stand on the end of the time. My I was just so quick. Walking to your seat, blue light lit. All in that exercise. Now I was blue light. It's Friday.